ラーニングビヨンドボーダーズへようこそ。社会、文化、教育をテーマに世界をつなぐ対話をお届けします。
Okay. All right. So let me start from explanation of this podcast because since this is the first time in English, we run a podcast focused on society, culture, and education. And until now, we've been doing it in Japanese, in Nihongo, but we're very excited to broaden our perspective and start hosting episodes in English as well. And today is a very special day. We are very happy to welcome our guest, Juan Domingo Gonzalez Teruel. Okay, so can you start by giving us a brief sort of introduction, including your background and what you're currently working on, please?
Sure. So thank you so much, Shino-san. First of all, I'm grateful for being here. This is my first podcast ever. So I'm excited. I listen to several podcasts on Spotify, and this is my first one that I am participating in.
So
So that's
exciting.
great. So yeah, so I am a humble and normal guy from Spain. I am 32 years old, and I did my bachelor's, master's, and PhD in Spain. The three of them in the same university. It's called the Technical University of Cartagena, which is in the region of Murcia, where I am from. It's a small region in the southeast of Spain. Humble region, very famous for specific kinds of food and for agriculture. So my bachelor's was in electrical engineering. My master's was in industrial engineering, and then my PhD was in the same place, same college, but it was focused on precision agriculture. It was like applying technology to improving the outcome from agriculture. And then after that, I had the opportunity to come to the US to work as a postdoc in a project with NASA. So we are trying to develop, or we're developing a system to grow plants in space here at USU, Utah State University.
Very cool. Thank you very much. So, yeah, he is working in Utah State University. That's how we met as well. Okay, so let's start by looking back at your time in university. So, you studied electrical engineering.
Yep.
And you graduated as valedictorian.
Yeah, the best of the class.
Wow. So, it like what did you focus on the most during your university days? Was it like very busy days?
Yeah, yeah. So Spain has a like a, it's very I mean it's highly demanded. When you study in college in Spain, it's a high demand, especially engineering. And I think it's the same in Japan. There is a
Yes.
difference between engineering and other kind of fields.
Mhm.
And in Spain, it's like that. It's very hard. So it was, yeah, you had to be very, very focused on studying. But at the same time, I was also doing some other things. Like I was hanging out with my friends, my girlfriend, playing soccer as well. That's something I've done all my life.
Wow.
I didn't stop playing soccer during my college time.
We should start again here. Okay. And what made you to choose this field in the first place?
It was a coincidence. Um, So I studied when I was in high school. I was in high school in Spain. The last years, you had to start choosing specific subjects, or you are orienting yourself to specific fields. Whoever wants to study nursery has to start taking biology and chemistry. And if you want to study engineering, you take the subjects of technology, math, all that. So I was preparing myself to study engineering, but when the day came, college was starting, then well, I had to go to a different city to study engineering. And I don't know, I was at that time, it was hard for me to move to a different city or to be
Yeah.
commuting every day. So eventually I decided to apply for a double degree in the university that was closer to my hometown. And it
Mhm.
was the first year they were offering that double degree, and it was math and computer engineering, or computer science, sorry.
Okay.
There was a double degree in computer science and math. So I
Wow.
lasted there for 1 month. After a few weeks, I realized that that wasn't my place. Uh, and then I tried to apply for engineering, but the university told me everything is closed already. We called everyone that was in the list, and there's no place this year. And I was afraid that I was going to lose 1 year, because I was a very brilliant student, and that never happened to me before. So I called to the Technical University of Cartagena, and which is where I wanted to study from the beginning. And then they told me, well, there is a tiny possibility if you write a formal document to the president of the university, maybe he can hear your story and give you a chance. So that's what I did. And I attached all my, all my honors, everything from high school. I told him that I was like playing soccer in a club. And so after a week, they called me and they said, yeah, I mean, you can apply, but you had to apply to a degree that doesn't have a limit of people. You normally you have a limit of people that they accept every year in every degree. So he told me, yeah, you can apply, but to a one that doesn't have a limit. And
But
those
how?
were electrical engineering and electronics engineering. And because I was playing soccer and I was training in the evening, electrical engineering had the classes in the morning. So I said, okay, electrical engineering.
Wow.
And that's how it started. And yeah,
But it was a like tiny possibility and you got it, right?
yeah, yeah. So
Wow.
I was late for more than a month. It was a month and a half. So the classes had started and the lab as well. So I had to recover all the hours that I didn't take, go to the lab myself, just by myself, and redo everything that my lab uh, classmates had already done. So it was yeah, I had to work very hard, but it worked out.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you very
He
much.
has
It's
a
a very
question.
interesting from the beginning. But could you tell us the general like the system to enter the university in Spain? Is
Yeah.
it possible like after starting the semester you can still chance to enter?
Yeah. So in Spain, when you are in high school, you have 4 years of high school,
Yeah.
then which are mandatory. And then after those 4 years, you can take 2 more years that prepare you to enter college or university. So that's something we call bachillerato. It's
Mhm.
like a Spanish word. So in those 2 years, you study specific subjects, the general subjects, language, math, English, biology, history, technology, and some others. So after those 2 years, we have a test that lasts for 3 days,
Mhm.
and you take an exam of every of those subjects. And each exam is like 1.5 hours.
Mhm.
So you are competing with all students from the region to get your score, and based on that score, you have access to specific degrees in the university. Higher score get to pick first. So yeah, it's all the content from those 2 years go to the exam, and then your score, your GPA, that's how they call it in the US. It's the average, like a 60% is what you get as an average for your 2 years in high school across all the subjects. And then the 40% extra is what you get in the final exam in those 3 days. But then they have also, well, they used to, I don't know how it works now, but when I did it, they had like an extra. So you could get up to 14 points. So 10 points were the 6 points out of those 10 were what you got during your 2 years in high school. Then the other four was for the general exam in those three days. And then you had to pick two subjects. And then the score from those two subjects could give you 4 more extra points, depending on so you had to pick them very wisely. Like the best subjects that you had, those had to go there. And then yeah, you get in the ranking, and then you get to pick the degree you want to study. And based on the people that apply to that, then you are in the ranking, and you get to pick if they have room for you, or you have to go to your second option, or third or fourth, and that's how
So
it works.
it is like a national exam, or it's a national exam.
It's regional, so it
Oh,
takes place
regional.
in all the nation, but each region has its own exam. It's the same structure. It's only they change the specific questions, but the content is more or less the same.
Okay. So even if for those who wants to go to private university, do they need to take those exams as well?
They have to, but it's like I'm not sure if I mean, yeah, they have to. They have to, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
But normally people in Spain, they want to go to the public university. So public university is more it's competitive.
Because it's cheaper or it's smarter or
So it's cheaper and also has better reputation in general,
mm, all right.
because
Sorry.
yeah, sorry. Because normally the best teachers, best professors are in public universities.
Okay, that makes sense.
You said it's a regional exam, so each region conduct the exam, but you can
Yes.
still go to the university in another region. Oh,
Yes, you can.
okay.
I am not sure if
Uh-huh.
you want to study in a different region, that college,
Mhm.
I'm not sure if you had to take the exam in that region,
Mhm.
or if taking it in your region it counts. I'm not sure because I never went through that process.
Mm. And also you said like after 4 years of high school, they will go to the 2 years bachillerato. What's it?
Bachillerato, yeah?
Bachillerato. Is it mandatory?
No, it's not.
Okay, but if you want to go to the university, you have to.
Yeah. It's the regular path. There is another path, alternative, which
Oh,
is if you decided to study like how is it called? It's not university. It's like a professional development or something like that. I don't know what's the
okay.
term in English. Uh, it's like an education after high school that prepares you for specific jobs. Like if you wanna work in a factory, like manufacturing stuff, they teach you how to use the lathe.
Oh, like
Uh,
technical school
yeah, but
kind.
that's one example. You can do that also in nursery or in many other subjects.
Okay.
So if you go through that path, you can also do like another kind of exam to access university after that.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But it's a longer path.
Okay, that makes sense. Mhm.
So one more question about the university. You took the double degree, right? Yeah.
Well, I started a double degree. I didn't finish.
Okay. Is it popular in Spain in the undergraduate students take 2 degrees?
Yes,
Oh.
yes, it's popular since probably the year I started college. I started college in 2011,
Mhm.
and those years were when double degrees were starting to be implemented in Spain. Yeah, and now it's very popular. Like in my university in Spain, I was teaching before coming to the US, and I was teaching in the double degree of biomedical engineering and electronics engineering. And also there was one of mechanical engineering and design engineering.
Wow. Very cool. Hmm. And then can we proceed your
For
story
sure, yeah,
about
yeah.
okay. All
Whatever
right,
you
so
want to ask.
so your major at university was electrical engineering.
Yep,
After that, you continued your study in to get the master's, majoring industrial engineering.
exactly.
And okay, I will just combine, but like after that, precision agriculture.
Yeah,
Is that common thing or like natural, very like how do I say, like natural career path? Like from studying from electrical engineering, then industrial engineering, and then precision agriculture.
no, I'm a weirdo
Oh,
here.
oh, okay. Can you tell us about that
Yeah,
a little
I
more?
mean, electrical engineering to industrial engineering is natural because at the end of the day, as I said before, I ended up in electrical engineering by chance. But the reality is that I wanted to study industrial engineering in general because I didn't know which field I was more interested in
Mm-hmm.
the field of engineering. So I wanted to study the general knowledge of engineering, that is industrial engineering, and then choose.
Okay.
But then I started with electrical, and then I said, okay, let's go to industrial to complement my knowledge. The reality is that in my university, the degree in electrical engineering was very broad. Like we had knowledge from many fields that it's
Nice.
unusual. For example, I had uh, two two different classes of fluid mechanics, which, for example, here at USU, electrical engineering students, they don't have that in their program. So it was like a very broad program in my university. But anyway, yeah, going to industrial engineering was something natural. We were in direct contact with that.
Mm-hmm.
But then moving to precision agriculture, that's something more weird
And you.
because and
Uh-huh.
then yeah, I mean it's when you jump into PhD, it's yeah, everything branches out and you end up specializing in a very specific field. And yeah, it was a coincidence because my I started doing research in my last year, in my senior year of undergrad, and it was in the department of fluid mechanics and thermal dynamics. So I had an experience there for that year, but then I didn't touch research again until I was offered doing the PhD. And it was a professor that I had in my undergrad that he was working in a project with precision agriculture, and he and some other professor had created a company that was applying technology to agriculture. It was a company that was born in the university. So they came to me one day, they told me about their project, and they told me that they were developing sensors for agriculture, and they wanted to apply artificial intelligence. And this was back in 2017, when artificial intelligence wasn't that popular yet. It was
Yeah.
starting to, but it wasn't like public domain yet. And yeah, I always wanted to do something with sensors, artificial intelligence, of course. And I saw that great opportunity, especially of combining my background, engineering, with something that was in contact with nature. That it's actually what I really like, being in contact with nature. And I saw the opportunity, and I'm happy that I took that path.
So he contacted you.
Yes, I was going to visit a professor one morning to ask questions about some homework. And then this other professor was in the hallway. Um, and he told me, hey, I wanted to talk to you. And then we chatted for a while, and we had a meeting afterwards. And they taught me about the possibilities for getting scholarships and to do the PhD in Spain. And then Yeah, I didn't know what I was gonna do after my master's, so I guess it was yeah, that opportunity came up and I took it.
Amazing. Wonderful. Wow. Okay, can
Yeah.
I ask one more question then?
Yes.
Yeah.
But when you were in university, undergraduate student, were you thinking to continue your study when you studied bachelor?
Yes, yes. I was prepared to do a master's always.
Okay,
Okay.
but not the PhD yet. You were
No,
not thinking about the
PhD
PhD.
was there in my mind, but I wasn't sure.
Oh, right. All right. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Sorry, one more question. And you are
Hmm?
the top student in the undergraduate and master, and you said you studied very hard.
Yeah.
And yeah, s- how like how is like how did you use 24 hours one day like the normal day?
I'm very
Okay,
curious as well.
Yes, yes.
I'm
And
gonna put you an example of my
uh-huh.
second year, my sophomore year.
Yeah.
So my sophomore year, I had the classes, the lectures were in the evening, like starting at 4 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
and finishing at 8 p.m., some days even at 9 p.m. And during the morning, we used to have the lab. But it wasn't every day and not the whole morning. Like one day could be from 9 a.m. through 11 a.m. Some other days could be from 9 a.m. through 1 a.m. 1
Mm.
p.m. Sorry. Some days we didn't have lab in the morning, but most of the days we had. So that year, I remember I used to go every day in the morning. Uh, so I was arriving at the university at 8:30 because the lab started at 9. And the difficult part here was finding parking because I was commuting every day. It was like 45 minutes commuting every day.
Right.
So if you didn't arrive in time, you couldn't find parking. So even the days that I had the lab at 11 a.m., I was arriving there before 9. And then I used to go to the library to study or to do homework. And yeah, that year it was from 9 a.m. sometimes through 9 p.m. every day. And then after that, I was commuting back to my hometown, and then going to train at soccer. And
Oh.
so the training was at 11 p.m. for 1 hour and a half, like up to 12:30. This isn't midnight. And then go home, take a shower, have dinner, and next day commute again to go to university. So that was my sophomore year, and it was the most successful of the four. That's where I got more honors than any other year.
Oh, wow.
So
So you
very Japanese.
very Japanese. Yeah, you are very Japanese.
とても日
Very
本人。
hardworking. But how, like, you must be very busy. I mean, you were very, very busy, right? But
Yeah.
how were you finding the time, like, to study or like to have fun, or how were you managing the time?
Weekends. I was studying on weekends as well.
Mm.
And as I said, yeah, every day it was in university, either attending lectures or studying. Um, yeah, it was that. My
Okay.
life was that, going to play soccer and sometimes studying with my girlfriend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So she was in the same university as well?
No, she was in the same region, but the other university.
Oh, okay, okay. But you could meet her. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, some days, some days I was like the days that I didn't have soccer, I was coming back, commuting back to the hometown and then visiting her for dinner.
Oh,
Yeah,
sweet.
that was our hanging out.
Lovely. Um, what was the difficult thing for you during university days and like even like master or PhD?
Mhm.
The most difficult thing was, yeah, having to spend so many hours. I knew it was like I mean, I was trained for that already during the last years of high school. It was it was something like that. but every year was a step forward. Like every year was a little bit harder. But since it was progressive, you get used to it. It's not that you are happy with it, but it's what you had to do. So I was in that stream, and it was, the point here, it's like the goal was the only thing that mattered. And I only focus on the goal that was to get my degree and to try to be the best, because that's how I face everything I do. I try to be the best, even though I don't, uh, yeah, independently of whether I manage to be the best or not. But that's the mentality for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry. One more question is, and in Spain, I think you took the course in Spanish, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So how did you master that you are fluent English?
Well, the secret
So,
here is my wife, that used to be my girlfriend. She's an English teacher.
okay.
So, this is a funny story. In Spain, we study English since primary school, since we are 6 years old,
Mm.
and through all the education after, till the last year of high school. And the program of English in Spain is very good for grammar and knowing the vocabulary, everything. But it lacks, it yeah, the weak point is that the way the program is, or the way the environment is, we don't get to learn how to communicate very well. We have the structure, we have all the knowledge, but once it comes to communication, like speaking or listening, we don't practice that much. So when I was in my last year of bachelor's, and I said before that I was starting on research. So my advisor back then, he sent me, and I'm grateful for this. He sent me to an international conference, and this was in Italy. So of course it was international. It was in English. So my English was very good, but I didn't know how to use it, and I didn't have, the capability of improvising. So I ended up, well, my girlfriend back in the day, she helped me writing the paper for the conference. She helped me preparing the speech for my presentation. So I ended up memorizing it. And I went to the conference and I just spit it out. And by the time of the questions, I was afraid. I was like terrified. But my wife came with me to the conference.
Oh,
So she helped me out. And because of that experience, it was a hard experience, because you feel very, very vulnerable. But the reality is that that's what you need to learn. You need to expose yourself to, to the difficulties, and that's what make you learn. So after that, and doing my master's, and then when I started PhD, everything is in English. All research in the world is in English. So I was reading papers in English, and by that time, my girlfriend, she pushed me to go to the academy with her. She was working in an academy. So she pushed me, she encouraged me to go to the academy with her to get my certificate of English. And in that process was when I really developed the skills to communicate. And after that, I went to do a research stay in Wales in the UK. That helped amazingly, because yeah, you can learn in your home country, but until you don't go to the place and you have the need to use the language, it's not the same. And there in 3 months, I learned a lot, a lot.
Not just English, but also many things.
Yeah, also cooking, doing the
Okay.
laundry. I had never done that before.
Wow. So the UK one was during your PhD?
Yes, yes, I was in my second year of PhD. And then my advisor, he encouraged me to do a research stay abroad. because that's something he used to do with all his students. He's encouraged them to go abroad because it's a good practice. Yeah, and I asked a researcher that was in the UK that I was reading his papers like almost every day. I was reading a paper from him, and I sent him an email, and 30 minutes after sending the email, he replied back, and he said, "Yeah, what do you want to do?" And it turns out that his wife was Spanish, also a researcher.
Oh,
So he was happy to have me there. And that was, yeah, that was the experience. I went to Wales, 3 months there. I made very good friends, and I'm still in contact and collaborating with this researcher. We're very good friends.
wow. Did you
How,
have any hesitation when you decided to go to?
Yes, yes. I've always struggled with going out, like going out of my house with my parents. And to me, that was like a very important step. I had never done that myself before, going abroad myself and alone. And it was, yeah. It was hard at the beginning, but I was positive.
Oh, nice.
how is the process to get the PhD in Spain or in UK, or and what's the
So
most
first,
struggle or challenge?
so in Spain, first, to access a PhD program, you must have a master's.
Yes.
And
Japan too.
then, yeah, and it doesn't matter what kind of master's. You can have a master's in psychology to enter a
Oh,
PhD program in engineering if you want.
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah. Um, but then it's up to you. I mean, you're gonna struggle if you do that. Uh, so after that, it depends on the university and the program, but it was like I had to um do like a number of hours of courses, but it wasn't like courses like in a master's or in a bachelor's. It was like a very short courses that you could do online, pretty
Mm.
easy. And apart from that, yeah, doing your experiments in the lab, publishing papers. So, so in summary, what you need to accomplish a PhD in Spain, you had to you had two ways to do it. One is by writing your dissertation. And so it's like you write your dissertation, you present it with the committee. And so it's that plus having published at least one scientific paper.
Mm.
Well, not a research paper, depending on the field, right?
Okay.
So those two. Then you have another path, which is by publications. So you have to reach 12 points, and those 12 points you reach them by publishing papers in journals or getting patents. So depending on the impact of the journals that you are publishing, you get more or less points. So if it's like a very high impact, you get 4 points per paper. You also get 4 points per patent.
So, and for the point system, like 12 points, in that system, you don't have to write a dissertation.
You do have to write the dissertation, but it's simpler. It's like you put together all your
Okay.
papers, and then you write an introduction and a conclusion.
Oh.
And that's what I did.
Okay.
Oh.
So you
How many
published.
papers did you publish?
When I finished my PhD, I think I had 8 papers already,
Uh,
but the ones that I used for my dissertation were 4. So I ended up with 16 points out of 12.
Wow, that's awesome. Wow. Okay. Do you have any other questions, Kusaka sensei?
I'd like to talk about, ask about precision agriculture. Yeah, what is it like easy to understand, and how the AI, you said, you talked a bit about AI, but how influence AI that precision agriculture?
Oh. That's a good question. And you know, a few years ago, it was like AI was focused on a very specific fields of agriculture. And now, like in the last conference that I gone, everybody's trying to use AI for agriculture. And it's like overwhelming because people start using it for things that we don't need it. Uh,
Oh,
so yeah, technology is a tricky thing. You know, one of the definition of technology is that it's a field of science that is meant to facilitate people's life, to make it easier. But if you use it too much, then it's a paradox. Then it's like if you use it too much and you stop, and this is an example, right? It's like the orange squeezer. You had the manual one, and then you had the electric one, right? So the electric one made your task easier. But at some point you do have to exercise your body. If you stop exercising your body on a daily basis, that creates a health problem for you, right? So maybe
yeah.
squeezing an orange manually is something you need for your health, right? So that's one of my concerns. Even though I work in technology, I'm very careful with that. I don't want to overuse technology. So
Yeah.
most of the applications of people is trying to apply AI in agriculture nowadays, most of them to me they don't make sense. But yeah, I don't wanna say that people is not doing their job right. So anyways, the way I used it, at least I used it, it was uh, so we used to work in a project that was focused on something we call deficit irrigation, which means that when you have a tree, I come from a region in Spain that has a problem with water. We have water scarcity. So the trees that we have, they demand more water than the amount that we can provide. So we are looking for new ways to save water. And one of them is giving the trees, the plants, less water than what they theoretically need, and see if they can still survive and produce as good as they do with their theoretical water. So this project was applying less water, so providing less water than the trees normally require. And so we have sensors that measure if the plants or the trees are water stressed. Um, so there is a method to measure that directly, but it's a manual measurement. You have to go every day, take a sample in the tree, and it's like a very labor consuming. Like it's difficult to get a big data set. So we wanted to see if with other sensors that you install in the soil or in the atmosphere, which can record data automatically and you know how to take care of them, if we could estimate those water stress conditions from those sensors automatically. And that's where I used AI to model the behavior of the trees and see uh, if we could detect water stress conditions in trees just by reading sensors installed in the soil and from data from the atmosphere.
Wow. Yeah, sounds very, very interesting. Yeah.
So for that AI, you make a program
Yes.
as well. Oh, yeah,
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah.
Can I ask one more question? Now,
Sure.
yeah,
Yes.
now you said you are working with NASA, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Could you tell us what kind of project you are doing, or
Of course.
if possible?
Yeah. So the project I'm working in, I've been here for 2 years and a half now. So I joined the project in 2023 in June. So before I came, my research group, they worked in the phase A of the project. That was like a prototyping. So NASA, the Mars Campaign Office, which is the program on NASA that wants to put humans in Mars, to populate Mars. So they wanted to develop a system to grow plants in the space shift whenever they send a crew to Mars. So they want to have fresh food in the trip to Mars. So they created this program, and they made public the research. So either private or public entities could apply with a proposal for development or of something to solve that question. And USU applied, my advisor applied, and he got the phase A. So they started prototyping and creating the concept. By then, my friend Chihiro Naruke, now it's Chihiro Dixon, she did her PhD here in our lab. She's from Narita, Chiba, and she's a soil scientist. So she worked in phase A, and then she also worked in phase B. They got phase B. My advisor invited me to come to do my postdoc in phase B. And so that's when I joined. So for phase B, we designed and developed the system to grow plants in space. So we developed the system. We went in 2024. We went to Cape Canaveral in Florida, where the Kennedy Space Center is. We went there with our system to do the integration test, because NASA is developing the hosting of our system. So NASA is developing like a growth chamber, and that they call OHALO 3. It's OHALO 3. And they are developing that, and we are developing the system that goes inside OHALO. So they provide the environment, and we provide the framework for growing plants. So I came here to work on that as an engineer and scientist. So I've been in charge of developing the instrumentation of the system, also the calibration of the sensors, programming the software for the system. So I've been doing a little bit of everything.
So what does a typical day for you look like? Like, maybe it depends on the day or something.
Every day is different.
Okay, can
That's
you
what
give
I
us an example?
That's what I like from my job. So, for example, on Mondays, we're having a meeting. Like USU has 3 teams working here in this project. One is my team in the soil physics group. Then there is another team in plant physiology. And then the third team is a Space Dynamics Laboratory, which is it's a company, it's a spin-off that was born in USU. So the headquarters are here, are on campus, in the outskirts of campus. And I'm not sure if they still belong to USU or they are just separating more and more every year. So they're becoming more like a separated entity. But this company is like they work for NASA and other companies to develop space hardware. Like they develop satellites and telescopes, and they're helping us to develop the system. They are the ones designing and fabricating the system. So anyways, we have a meeting on Mondays with them every Monday to discuss, every week the work to be done, decisions that we have to make. So before that, we normally prepare the meeting a little bit. And after the meeting, we go back to the lab to do experiments or to write papers or to work on analyzing data from the experiments that we are running. Every day is different. It depends. It goes by demand. Yeah, some days we're more focusing on writing a proposal for getting funding or writing papers, or it depends.
So it's not like you are working from 9 until 5 every day or something. It's more flexible.
We're well, I mean to, but normally it's not like that. I mean,
All right.
there are weeks that I'm busier and I work late until later. Like,
Mhm.
when I came here and my wife was still in Spain, some days I was working until 8 p.m. Now I try to keep it till 5 p.m. because my wife's here and yeah, I want to spend time with her. We'll go to the gym but yeah, I mean, in theory it's from 9 to 5.
Okay,
But
in theory. Mhm.
one of the things that it's the best thing from working in academia and at the same time worst is that you don't have a schedule. Uh, you can work more hours one day and then you subtract them from another day.
Mhm. I think that's very similar in Japan as well, right, Kuseko
Mm,
sensei?
yes, for the researchers, yeah, we
Mhm.
don't have a fixed working hours.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with it. Before doing my PhD, one of my
Mhm.
concerns was, well, if I work in a company, I have like a specific schedule and I finish at 5 and I'm going home and I don't think about my job, my work anymore. So my concern was getting in academia, be working all time, like 24 hours. And that's what I do. But I don't complain. I'm happy with it. You get to manage.
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
So
Do you
you
have
said that,
any
please, please.
do you have any challenges or like something while you're working here?
You mean in the US specifically or in research?
I could say in the US.
Challenges.
Mhm.
No, my life is perfect. My work life is perfect since I came to the US.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
work in a dream project. I always say that after this project, my career is going down. And my day-to-day in the lab is great. I have no complaints. I'm happy with everything.
Oh,
Beautiful. Okay, I
yeah.
think you had a
Uh,
question.
you said three teams. So one team is about how many members, how many researchers?
Well, it's been changing over
Yeah.
time, but when
Mhm.
I arrived, our team in solid physics was my advisor, me, Chihiro, Sarah, and an undergrad. We used to be 5.
I believe.
Now in my research group,
Hmm.
we are 1, 2, 3. Yeah, still 5.
Oh,
People has been coming, like leaving and new ones coming. So about 5. In our team is 5. But
oh.
then the company, they have more people. They also bring people for specific tasks and they don't use them anymore
Hmm.
after that. It's flexible.
Like
Mm.
when you implement a project as a team, you said you don't have any challenges, but maybe what is the most important skill or to do the research together with other members,
Well, yeah,
different
you're
country,
right. You're
different
right.
nationality?
Challenges might come from there. Like
Mhm.
we don't always agree in some decisions
Mhm.
because we have different perspectives, different
Mhm.
backgrounds.
Yeah.
So people in the company, they're all mainly engineers, so they
Mhm.
have like a very engineering perspective.
Mhm.
And we're more on the side of science, on trying things, see if they work, trying again if they don't. Uh, so yeah, sometimes we had to try to convince one each other that our approach is better.
Mhm.
And yeah, but at the end of the day, yeah, we come to a common point always.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you don't fight or
Yeah, we have some friction sometimes,
hmm
but it's fine. It's part of the job, right?
Oh.
It's part of the if there's no friction, you have to disagree with people, and because if everybody agrees, then you don't progress.
Mhm.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I had one question about your project right now. You said you are trying to grow the plants. And what kind of plants are you trying to grow?
Good question. So NASA wants to grow plants that could feed the astronauts. So it's
Like
something they call,
vegetables?
yeah, it's something they call pick and eat, which is something
Oh,
that you can pick and eat. As easy as that.
okay.
So they asked us to test like lettuce,
Mm.
uh, and cherry tomato. In early stages of the project, they tried also what was it? I forgot the name in English. Radish.
Oh, radish.
Because it turns out that when astronauts are in orbit, like out in the space, they lose part of their taste. Like
Okay.
they don't feel the flavors as strongly as on Earth. So they like strong flavors because they can feel them.
Mm-hmm.
So radish, for example, is strong,
Yeah, it is.
and but we discarded radish for our project. So we all of our tests during this new phases that I've been working in have been with kind of lettuce, which is called outrageous lettuce. And we also tried Mizuna, the Japanese mustard,
Mm.
because it has strong flavor.
Yeah, it
And
is.
it's one of the
Mm-hmm.
favorites of NASA. And and we also tried a cultivar of cherry tomatoes, like a dwarf tomato, like a tiny plant,
Oh,
because the space we have is very limited.
yeah, that's very true.
So yeah, we tried that. They also want us to try basil. So eventually, yeah, they want the astronauts to be able to make a salad kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very interesting. All right. And this project, so now you've been doing this project for 2 years, 2.5 years?
Yep.
And until when this project will be going on?
So as I said before, I came for the phase B. The phase B lasted for
Yeah.
2 years. So we finished phase B in March 2025. And
Oh,
then we had transitioned to phase C. We signed a contract with NASA for phase C last September. We started. Actually, yeah, I think I was in Japan when we signed it.
ooh.
And phase C is for 1 year. It's 13 months, and it's till October 2026. And phase C is meant to develop the same system that we developed in phase B, but with a flight qualified, which means that
Mm.
they wanna send the system to the International Space Station to test it.
So does it mean this gonna be the final stage of the project?
Yes.
Wow.
So we're working on building the system with flight hardware, which means that every piece of hardware has to be like flight qualified. So it has to meet the
Mm.
standards that NASA has for the International Space Station for safety. And so everything in the system has to comply with that. For example, every material that we use, the NASA is requesting us to provide traceability, so that
Mhm.
every piece of hardware we need to tell them where it's coming from, what it's made of,
Yeah,
in case they want to reproduce it in the future.
that makes a lot
So
of sense.
yeah, in theory, if everything works out, our system is supposed to fly to the International Space Station in 2027 to be tested.
Ooh,
Oh.
so exciting.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you have another ex questions, Kusaka sensei?
No, currently no, but yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so I think we can ask you about your future plan or like
Yes.
probably after the October 2026, but after you finish the project, do you have any plans or like goals in your life, or how do you want to like um like make your career?
Well, I don't even know myself. I mean, so far, my career has been a consequence of coincidences. I yeah, I never chased being here. It just came up because I worked hard and the opportunity showed up and I took it, right? But just as I said before, just doing the PhD was a coincidence that I was in the hallway that morning and the professor showed up and he asked me if I wanted to join his project. So it was a
Mm-hmm.
coincidence. If it wasn't for because of that morning, probably I wouldn't be here. Um, but yeah, I have a little bit of intention in my future, which is staying in academia. So eventually, yeah, the idea is to become a professor, a university professor. So that's what I'm putting my efforts on. I'm building my curriculum, like working in projects, uh, publishing papers. So everything is facing towards staying in academia and getting a position. So
Mm-hmm.
my former research group in Spain, they would love to have me back. Um, right now I'm in the US. I love USU. I love working at Utah State University. I would love to find a job here at Utah State University as a faculty member. Um, so I'm working on that. I'm just hoping that something shows up. At the
Mm-hmm.
same time, I have been applying to several positions that either in Spain, here in the US as well, other universities. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
My natural path is staying in academia because I like
Okay.
research. I like going to conferences. Like this summer, I had the chance to go to Fukushima, Japan, to a conference, and I wanna keep having the a life like that, being able to travel and
Mhm.
meeting people, going to conferences, and I like that.
Mm-hmm. So you could be working in the US or you could be working in the Spain or maybe in other countries and you don't have much preference on like where do you live.
Well, I do have a little bit of preference.
Okay.
I like Spain because that's where my family and friends are and my culture. Um, I like the US. Depends on the place. I mean, I know that I like Utah. I don't know if I would like other state, but I lived in Utah for 3 years already because I came here 3 months for 3 months before I came to do my postdoc. I was here living for 3 months, and I know that I like Utah. So yeah, I mean, I am a little bit picky about where I want to live. So yeah, I'll put that in the cocktail maker of the future.
All right. Kusaka sensei, do you have any question about his future plan or?
Yes, you want to stay or you want to work as an in academia,
Yeah.
and you already started to find a job or you- for the position, academic position. Oh,
Yeah, I have applied for
you
a few
apply, okay.
positions. Yeah. I applied for one in Spain, a couple ones here in the US. I
Oh,
haven't heard from them yet.
mhm.
So far, I'm still playing for USU, Utah State.
Okay. Uh,
Mm, okay, so we can wrap up, but in the last thing that I want to ask you is, I think now those who are listening this podcast, maybe they are struggling with their career, they are thinking or they are hesitating or they are just still in a like a way in their life, maybe towering their goals. Do you have any advice for them?
That's a that's a highly committed. Um, yeah, I don't like giving advice to people normally unless I'm very expert on something. Um, so it's difficult because the life of everybody is very specific. So yeah, I the only thing I can only say is that effort is rewarding. Like I've always followed the path of effort, and that's where I find happiness. If you make an effort, even if the outcome is not what you expect, you should be happy with the fact that you made the effort and you tried the best that you could do, right? You should be happy with that.
Yeah. Wow.
And have realistic expectations. Let's put it that way. Because it's there's so many this trend of coaching in the world that if you try hard, you're gonna make it. No, that's not true. You have to be lucky as well, and many situations and factors have to be arranged so that you can make it. It's not only effort, but the important thing is that if you make an effort, you should be fine. I mean, even if you don't make it, you have to be happy just because you did the most you could do.
Wow, yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very
I
much.
was impressed how you were always positive and how you were working hard all the time since they're like back then and then like since like now as well. And we learned a lot today. We are very, very happy to have you as a guest today. Thank you very much,
Thank you
Juan-san.
very much.
Thank you. ありがとうございます。
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 最後までお聞きいただきありがとうございました。Spotify と YouTube でぜひフォローして各週の更新をお楽しみください。次回もお会いしましょう。